Mackintosh150 is a celebration of the 150 years since the birth of Charles Rennie Mackintosh. This year we've seen exhibitions, talks, tours, workshops and a whole variety of different things.
The pavilion has been created in order to celebrate 150 years since the birth of Charles Rennie Mackintosh.
When we were deciding on the programme, I think we all felt that it would be really important to have something quite spectacular within the public realm. And I kind of seen this object as a beautiful, elegant signpost to the works of Mackintosh, and it was really important that it was something that people felt a sense of familiarity. It wasn't a pastiche of Mackintosh, but it was something that people would recognise, and it had to be something eye-catching and something that would stop people in their tracks and ideally encourage them to go and see Mackintosh in and around the city.
The two design elements that I associate predominantly with Charles Rennie Mackintosh are his masterful use of natural light and his use of recurring geometric pattern. It was these two elements that we wanted to try and embrace in the design of the Light Pavilion.
The pavilion will be located within Central Station, which I believe is one of the busiest stations in the UK.
Glasgow Central Station played quite a major role in influencing the direction of the design. When I visited the station, I was really struck by the beauty of the architecture of the station, and I thought there was a huge possibility to take advantage of the natural light. The design started being developed through hand sketching, imagining what could be, and when I had felt that we had the design at a suitable resolution, it was about transferring all of that information into the digital sphere, creating a CAD model that was exactly indicative of every element that was required to be produced. We were looking to select materials that would be fitting for a project of this nature, and we arrived at hardwood, utilising predominantly ash for the main seating structure, aluminium for the gridded lattice, and traditional stained glass for the selectively glazed ellipse. So we were very keen to have the most desirable kind of light transmission through the coloured glass, and also the best visual effect created by the moire pattern. So we created a prototype that allowed us to assess all of these elements. A number of materials were considered for the glazing, so we looked at a real broad spread of things that arrived at the final selection of the purple stained glass and also the textured glass. Mackintosh was a real master of collaborating with a number of different trades and crafts in order to create really distinctive and unique results. This project collaboration has very much been at the heart of what we've been doing.
The Light Pavilion is obviously an intricate piece, so it's an interesting challenge and definitely out of the run-of-the-mill type of furniture we would make. In terms of the construction of the Light Pavilion, probably the combination of the angles and the curves of the plan view and the tilting roof aspect would be the tricky elements. We did have to resort to a spreadsheet to get all the angles right for the verticals to meet the top sections.
We started by buying all the hardwood timber and machining this to exact size, and also commissioning the CNC cutting on the curved sections of the design. After this, it was a case of staining all of the components prior to assembly in order to try and achieve the most seamless finish possible. We used hundreds, if not thousands, of stainless steel fastenings in the construction of the pavilion. We had the details of the project CNC engraved in the base of the pavilion. The ash bench surface was dry fitted prior to being routed, stained and finally finished. from here, it was a case of laser cutting the aluminium grids and having these powder coated in black. The next stage was to glaze the ellipse. The design featured an acrylic roof which was frosted selectively in order to diffuse light and keep dust out of the main grid. The next stage was to carry out a dry run of the installation in order to ensure that we had all the logistical challenges resolved prior to final installation at the station.
And for me, it's really important that it has a lifespan beyond that particular event in the calendar.
We were really keen to make something that was constructed in a modular manner so that if context change and elements are required to be used in isolation, there'll be scope to do that. We're really looking to create something that's celebrating the past while looking to the future.
I feel that the Light Pavilion encapsulates is that psychology of space in its own way. It creates a little sanctuary, it creates a space that you can feel you're still in the world, but you have space to think, to be quiet, to pause, to be mindful.